Hi, I'm Inga Dale. I'm a writer and spoken word artist from Cape Town, South Africa, and I'll be guiding you through this year's Edinburgh International Festival, where I'll be taking you behind the scenes as stages go up, productions come together, and we bring back live performances to Edinburgh and the world. You'll also be seeing me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, so be sure to follow the festival's social media pages. I am sitting with Fergus and Fran, the festival's directors, and we are going to talk about the 2021 program. Fergus and Fran, it's very lovely to see you. So we're just going to talk about the 2021 program. So Fergus, why have you decided to go outdoors this year?
I think that so many people this year have had plans made and plans cancelled. And so our real priority was to plan a festival that we felt had the very, very best chance of going outdoors. So that was one part of it. And that seemed to be going outdoors seems to mitigate a lot of the anxieties. But also for people, it's their first time back into performance for a long time. And we wanted to create an environment that felt really safe and airy and was a really nice reintroduction to live performance.
So would you say that's one of the benefits of being outdoors, is having fresh open air and everybody socially distancing safely?
I think so. I think that, the idea of we're all kind of reacclimatizing and re-socializing, and this feels like a nice way of doing that. It's also about the performers as well. So we've a huge number of people working and we want to create the very best and very safest circumstances for them as well.
Can you talk about some of the outdoor venues?
Sure. We've got three major outdoor stages. One in the Old College Quad on Nicholson, which is a very beautiful site. It's the sort of original site of the university. We have one down at Edinburgh Academy Junior School, just down near the Botanic Gardens, which is a beautiful field with a lot of lovely trees and foliage around it. And we've one at Edinburgh Park, which is out in the west of the city, which has fantastic transport links and is a more kind of amplified popular music site. So three very, very different sites, but hopefully they're all going to work really well in different ways.
And how do you select the works that appear in the program?
Well, this year was very particular because there were specifics that we had to think about. So we had to think about short performances, slightly smaller ensembles, and we couldn't do what we normally do, which is to bring large ensembles from around the world. So it was a question of having conversations with artists about what was possible within the program, but also what was just interesting. And sometimes that meant it translating into live performance, but obviously one of the huge areas has been the explosion of digital work, so it was also reflecting that. But I think that within all of our programming, it begins with conversations with artists and then trying to see how that can be woven together into coherent areas of program, whether that's certain types or genres of music or certain styles of theatre or certain styles of dance. So you're looking at the individual performance, how it fits into a part of the program, and then how all of that fits into an overall offering.
Fran, this year has been very difficult for live events. How has the Edinburgh International Festival managed to get past this?
Well, it's true. I think the last year has been so difficult for everybody working in the live event industry and arts and culture in particular. We have been incredibly fortunate because we've managed to have the support of our board, who've given us such a huge amount of time and advice, of our funders, who've been incredibly flexible and supportive in allowing us to use their funding in different ways so that we can put a festival on this year, and also all of our donors who've been incredibly loyal so that we're able to come back to live performance this year.
And why do you think the arts matter at this particular time?
I think the arts have always been important, but perhaps this year more than ever we appreciate that. Obviously, the arts creates jobs for hundreds and thousands, if not millions of people who work directly on performances like the festival or are employed in the supply chain. So it's incredibly important that we come back. It's not just for events like ourselves though, it's also those industries that rely upon the arts, so things like hospitality and taxi drivers and everybody, particularly in the city, who's really seen the absence of the festival over the last year. The other aspect of it is really the personal, and for sure over the last year we've all perhaps relied upon the escapism that things like TV and film and music and poetry and books can bring us. So I think I for one am certainly kind of more appreciative than ever of the arts.
And let's talk about the performances that are available online this year and for free.
There are very different reasons for going online. It has been, I think, extraordinary this year how much the performing arts, the live performing arts, has learnt about online, digital, broadcast. But there's very different reasons for us to do digital. I think there are companies who cannot create work and bring it to the festival, so they've created special digital works for us. And that gives us a lovely international dimension. And that's about them being able to present their work and for us to have it here. But then also there are all the people who can't come to Edinburgh this year. And that might be from around Scotland, or it might be from further afield. And it's giving as many of those people access to the festival as possible. And of course, one of the great things about that is it's not just people who might normally come. We hopefully are going to reach all sorts of people, both who've heard about the festival but haven't come, or maybe they're going to be new to the festival completely.
And what are you most excited for the 2021 programme?
This year, the thing I'm most looking forward to seeing again is our audiences, because we haven't seen them since 2019. So I'm really looking forward just to being in a venue with other people, all enjoying the same performance at the same time. That's the thing I'm really looking forward to seeing.
And anyone that you're excited to see perform this year?
Well, the event that I'm most looking forward to, I think, is our opening event with Company Carabos at the Royal Botanic Gardens, because that event always signals the beginning of something. And it's the first time that we see Edinburgh really turn out for the festival. So that's a sort of note of optimism that I always really enjoy at the festival.
What about you, Fergus?
I mean, I think, you know, one of the reasons we love artists is because they kind of make sense of things for us a little bit. And I'm really interested to see just people's new adventures coming out of this. And sometimes that can be someone like Nicola Benedetti, who's created her own ensemble and wants to do Soldier's Tale. Perhaps these projects wouldn't have come about if she was just on her normal touring schedule. Or Erilyn Wallen's Dido's Ghost with the Dunedin concert. You can see a lot of the artists have been pushed beyond what they might normally do, and that's going to be really exciting to see. And then just what people have been up to, just their considerations. Damon Albarn has been up in Iceland writing a kind of a lockdown piece. People like Laura Mvula coming up with new music. I think that what we're going to see is some really interesting reflections on what this has meant, and I think we're all trying to work out what the past year and a half has meant and how it's changed us, and looking for what the positives are going to be coming out the other end. So yeah, the voice of the artist, I think, is what I'm really excited to see, and how they might make sense of all of this for us.
Well, the programme for 2021 sounds absolutely incredible, and I'm so excited to see it. And I'll see you in August.